we've had a lot of the depth you've seen presented so far. I just want to talk a little bit about the solutions BSI has come up with working with the City of London Police. And I think it does set a precedent for us. It's a uniquely insightful, uniquely practical training course and a set of implementation tools we've got to implement the standards in an organisation. I'm delighted working with the City of London Police of this uniqueness that it's given our product. So let me crack on. Simple guide. Basically, we have a simple set of tools and training, everything from getting started, understanding everything you need to know about the Act, the risks, what it means to your company, through to implementation solutions, and then finally, to make a statement, gain certification. We've heard a lot about prevention, and prevention is about making the new procedures and behaviours a habit in your organisation. So the training that we've designed really is one to make your staff aware of the right and correct procedures, how to do the right thing. The training effectively then embeds that habit, so you actually become systemised in your approach to doing the right thing. This is highly preventative. It's a great way of creating a new culture in your organisation. If you embed the training properly and use the entire solution, you will effectively change the culture of your organisation, the way it operates, to make people aware of each and every action they take. We have a number of tools. I'm not going to drill down into them all, to actually enable you, one, to build this awareness and knowledge in your company, but then importantly, to make it a set of actions and habits. So implementation toolkits, that's everything from gap analysis, our own training courses. You can use external consultants, but importantly as well, support systems. So we do have software that allows you to document, manage and manage the process and procedures in your company to embed deeply and have a dashboard on all of these different behaviours and processes in the company. So it's a way that you can self-declare, if you will. You can actually see whether you're compliant or not to the standard. I think the important thing as well is, we did touch on this earlier in other presentations, it's about renewal. It's about constantly revisiting this in your company. So it's important that you don't just simply have this, and I think it was used a couple of times as a box ticking exercise. It should be far from that. It should be about training competences in your people, training new behaviours, and then constantly rechecking and recertifying against that standard to make sure that you're continually improving and getting better against the standard. Training in BSI 10500. Really, I know we talked about ABC earlier on. Our credo is really plan, do, check, act. So you plan to implement, you test yourself against the standard, you self-audit, and then you continually loop back to make sure you're improving against it. That's the whole methodology, it's the whole ethos of our training. So it's about embedding new habits and new behaviours. In terms of how we teach, now this is quite important from my perspective because training can be, and this is ironic because it can be death by PowerPoint. It can be death by PowerPoint. What we want to do if we want to create habits in your people is actually get them to learn by doing. And learning by doing is a much more powerful way, an accelerated way of learning how to do these new things in your company and individuals. So what we can do is we can train project teams, we can train your project leaders, we can also create awareness in the very highest and lowest tiers of your company. But importantly, what we do is learn by doing. So this accelerated learning that we do, which is very heavy on workshops, it makes you work to embed the knowledge as an audience, rather than us work to present to you. That's crucial in actually creating not just awareness, but then a functional difference in the way you approach your business day to day. And so this approach is we think, is incredibly powerful, and we're adopting it across all our training courses at the moment. I think, for me, the very special part about today is working with City of London Police. What we've found is that working in association with the police, we have a much more incisive, much more detailed approach and a pragmatic set of guidelines for you to go and approach this in your own company. It's not just about the management system, the procedures and processes, it's not generic as such, it's also quite specific. We heard a lot about that earlier on. So it is a real preventative measure. This is all about prevention, not trying to cure after, not just education, but it's actually creating new habits. So the training courses themselves, I'm not going to go down all of these. I'd like to pick out the fact that This is a kind of classic format that we have. So we have introduction courses, implementation. We have audit, so you can self-audit against the standard. And then we have continual improvement after that. We have lead auditors in your business. All these are really leaders of projects, owners of the business that will create, permeate and push this through your business to make sure it's truly embedded. I think in terms of just to highlight this, the effective due diligence training course, this is very much the City of London's police training course from their academy, and I think that's going to be very powerful. If you complement that with the management systems training, this is where you get into the very practicalities of how you look at anti-bribery, what to look for, what are the tells, and what are the procedures to mitigate against it. Why BSI and why certify with BSI? Why would you get a third-party audit and certification for your company? It's basically a statement of intent. It says not only to your own employees and your company, this is our culture, this is what we stand for, this is how we do business, we do the right thing. It also permeates right down your supply chain. So what we're talking about here is, if you're going to do business with us, you better make sure that you're doing the right thing if you want to do business with us, because our brand, what's synonymous with our brand, is honest and good working practices. We are very, very conscious about anti-bribery. Why BSI? Well, I think BSI has been around for a long time. So we're considered the experts. We create the standards, we drive the standards into the market, we work with excellent people to get there, to facilitate, these people help shape and drive the standards into the market. And we've been around for a long time. Not as long as I found out as the City of London Police, which is one shape or form has been around since Roman times, apparently. We can only claim about 100 years now. But still, we have a good pedigree, we have longevity in the market, and we're considered the experts. We've created a lot of the top standards in the world, and we like to think that we can make our knowledge and experience your expertise as you take on our trainers and solutions into your business.